At a Bedford police station, a team of armed response officers are being briefed ahead of their weekend shift. The briefing officer, also known as Bronze Command, is Sergeant Adrian Coton. At any one time, there are two teams of 2 armed officers working across Bedfordshire. They'll respond to every incident where weapons have been reported. Today, PC's Andrew Goodway and Sarah Heens will be covering the south of the county. The officers travel in armed response vehicles. They're specially adapted for the role and contain an armoury which is kept under lock and key.
Okay, I'm going to show you the armoury within the wagon. As you can see inside the weaponry that we carry, obviously primary weapons including the Glock 17 G36, the baton gun and the new taser, and along with the Remington 12-gauge shotgun. Okay, so the G36 5.56 carbine made by Heckler & Koch. Our sight setup on this one is a ×3 optical sight with also a red dot, but yes, very good weapon to use. My dad's a gamekeeper, so obviously from an early age I've been around the farms, etc., with guns, shotguns, rifles, so I have a good sort of knowledge and understanding of how weapons work and obviously what they can do. The next weapon we have is the less lethal option baton gun. Quite a heavy weapon, it looks quite cumbersome as well. This particular weapon is a less than lethal option which we have to carry. Obviously we'll use this in incidents where knives, etc., are our main threat. But yeah, that's the baton gun.
Weapons checked, it's time for Andy and Sarah to get out on patrol.
Special needs patient, it's got a big knife apparently here, so you have been authorised to be armed.
Suddenly, over the radio, the control room tells Andy and Sarah to go to an incident in an outlying village. Even under blue lights, the journey will take 5 or 6 minutes.
In the 6.5 years that I've been in the force, you could say the level of violence seems to be increasing. And joining the firearms unit, I can feel that I can assist other officers with having that little extra tool on my belt.
What we can understand from what we've got so far is it's a male that's got mental health conditions who's in possession of a knife.
A young man has threatened his family with a knife at their home. They've locked themselves in the bathroom and dialed 999 from a mobile phone.
In a short while, we're going to be stopping in a lay-by to arm up.
The decision to arm is not taken lightly, nor is it taken by Andy or Sarah.
When a firearms incident comes in, we ask for authority from our Oscar 1, which is an inspector who works within the control room. Once he's got all the information, he evaluates that. If he deems it necessary to utilise the firearms units, whether it be firearms have been seen or somebody classified as otherwise so dangerous that we would have to need to go, he would give us authority, reminding us that we have the option to use the less lethal options, i.e. the baton gun and the taser.
Before approaching the house, Andy and Sarah rendezvous with the 2nd ARV and Bronze Command to agree tactics. A dog handler and other police units have also arrived. The doors and windows of the house are locked, so Andy is assigned to force an entry.
Oh, police! Oh, police! You need to do a complete search of the floor, mate. 58362 receiving.
Fortunately, without a shot being fired or even a gun pointed, the police intervention prevents the situation from escalating.
As we've entered the building, we secured the house, and the young lad's now speaking to the police, obviously upset, and we're obviously reassuring him. So hopefully a happy ending in relation to this one. So,
for an armed officer, actually using a weapon is always a last resort.
It's all very well specialising and carrying a gun, etc., but the best weapon that any police officer has is the way he can communicate with someone. You know, you can talk someone out of potentially committing suicide, holding a gun to someone's head. If you can communicate very well, those obviously that's the best way to be.
Now the emergency has passed, Sarah is keeping out of sight.
I've returned back to the vehicle because I'm still in possession of my weapons, the baton gun, which is clearly visible to members of the public who are standing around watching. Because the situation's died down now, there's no need for firearms anymore, so I don't like to be too visible when we're not required.
The young man was arrested and taken to the police station. Subsequently, he was given an official warning. No further action was taken. As authority to arm is now withdrawn, Andy and Sarah must return to a designated police station to make their weapons safe.
Yep.
New to their armoury is the taser gun. Successfully deployed in the United States for a number of years, it uses not bullets, but high-voltage electricity to immobilise rather than kill suspects.
We would use this particular weapon from a maximum 21 foot. When these the two probes come out, there's also a coil of copper on each probe that then sends a charge through at 50,000 volts. And the only affected area of the body is actually between the two probes. The muscles will contract and obviously incapacitate the offender.
Yes, that's correct, Kevin.
De-arming complete, Andy and Sarah set off again. This time in response to a report of a youth brandishing a rifle in the street.
I love driving as a police officer. We're looking to get to a job as quickly and safely as possible. However, we need to do it that we're not making people run off the road or we're barging people out of the way, etc., etc.
Authority to arm is given over the radio, so Andy and Sarah pull into a lay-by to open the weapons safe.
We're asking for the helicopter to go up as well, because obviously that'll give us a good aerial view of the area. Prior to that, it'll be an area search straight to scene. So.
Oh, I know him in the white t-shirt. I've seen him before.
Sarah goes forward to talk to the young people.
Stay where you are. You guys, can you come over here, please? Right, it's not a funny incident. Can you come over here, please? Stand with these lot here. Come over here. Right. Somebody has seen you guys, and I believe it to be you, with an air rifle or some sort in your hand. Right, where is it? Where? We tend to find if we are facing a huge chap who's very aggressive and violent, that quite often they will respond to females communicating to them as they would, our male colleagues. I don't know exactly why that is, whether they see it sort of a bit of competition male on male, but my own personal experience, I found that by talking to them, quite often they do respond to the females more. Where?
But that doesn't stop the youth taunting Sarah.
Who's got that weapon now? Right, the boy will have a name, won't he? Who's the boy? It is a bit hard when you do speak to some of the members of the population, especially youths, because they don't have any respect for the police. We need to try and bring home the seriousness of the offence. Because firearms officers have been involved, we don't want to be seen to be approaching these youths brandishing firearms if there isn't a necessity for it. As soon as we can establish that there isn't a weapon there and nobody is in sort of imminent danger, then we will put our weapons away or hold them at a low carry.
The youth fits the description of the young man they're looking for. He's no longer in possession of a weapon, but some ammunition has been found.
I've arrested him under Section 19 of the Firearms Act, which has been in possession of a firearm which is loaded in a public place. So he'll be going back to Luton Police Station. We will be going back there shortly, but because we still believe there's an offender outstanding, still in possession of a weapon, we're going to continue an area search while we're still armed up.
The group claim that another youth is still at large, carrying the firearm. To help them find him, Sarah and Andy request assistance from the helicopter.
Most of the information they did give us, we know that they're just making up. However, we got to go with some of the information. Say that one of them said that a man had walked off up the hill with the weapon still in his hands. So that's the reason why we asked the helicopter to come over to give us a helping hand, obviously a bird's eye view.
But then I pulled him to the side and spoke to him, and he gave me the details.
The search draws a blank. It's time for Andy and Sarah to de-arm and stand down. The arrested youth was subsequently released without further action. Sarah and Andy's shift finishes without further incident. Happily, the two calls which gave them authority to arm, concluded without them having to use any of their weapons.
And the main part of it is communication with the people you're dealing with. It's not all about being able to point the gun, shoot it down a range and hit a target. If we can talk to somebody and get them to put that weapon down, then that will be a successful job.
The East Anglian Air Ambulance, which covers the 3 counties of Norfolk, Suffolk and Cambridgeshire, was the 3rd busiest air ambulance in Britain in 2005. And with a rising regional population, things look set to get busier for the new, larger, faster aircraft, which arrived in April 2006. The service is run by a charity. Every minute of flying time, as well as the lease for the new helicopter, is paid for entirely by public donations. The running costs currently stand at upwards of £110,000 a month. It's the start of a long weekend when the roads are busy with bank holiday traffic.
Okay, alright, we'll give you a call in the air and go from there then, alright?
The helicopter, codenamed Anglia 1, has just received a call to a road traffic accident in rural Suffolk. On board are paramedics Damon Wetton and Martin Barr. There are 15 full-time paramedics who, like Damon and Martin, divide their time crewing emergency ambulances both on the road and in the air. With over 20 years of flying as a military pilot, Captain Ray Turner is undaunted by taking off and landing in tight situations. With no time to plan the flight, one of the paramedics assists Ray with navigation.
I think the first thing we're thinking about is where is it, and navigating. That's our primary. We need to get there, but we need to get there safely. So not only are we navigating, but we're also eyes for the pilot as well. So we're looking out for other aircraft, gliders, parachuting, those sort of things.
Flying low over Rendlesham Forest, the crew locate the accident. It's taken them just 15 minutes to reach the scene.
On the way there, we could quite clearly hear that the land ambulance couldn't find it, so we were able to spot it fairly quickly from the air.
A motorcyclist, thrown from his machine, has bumped along the road and ended up on the grass verge.
Hello there, just keep nice and still for us for the moment.
Okay, nice deep breath in and out. Any pain when you breathe in at all?
Try not to nod or shake your head if possible.
Okay. We obviously need to protect your neck, and because you've had a bit of a tumble. Okay, and so we're going to stick you in a neck brace and what have you, okay?
We'll get you comfortable in a moment, all right?
I just want to see if there's any damage to his helmet. Right, your pulse is 80, so that's good. Okay.
The motorcyclist appears to have had a lucky escape, but as a precautionary measure, his neck is placed in a collar and he'll be moved onto a spinal board to guard against further injury.
Are you happy by road? I don't think there's any need to airlift us.
Okay, yeah.
Just
Are you all happy? We all got a...
Just a little bit, yep. Okay,
Okay,
got
ready,
it.
set, roll. Stop.
Okay, guys.
Excellent.
A little bit. Yeah, that's about fine there.
And ready, set, lower.
The land ambulance will take him to Ipswich Hospital for a thorough examination in the accident and emergency department.
Hey, watch the ditch, guys. And the cylinder. I'll just rest it on.
Job done, Damon and Martin take their leave. The helicopter will now fly to its normal daily standby position at RAF Honington in Suffolk. Airborne once more, Anglia 1 receives notice of another accident, this time south of Ipswich on the busy A12.
It's the A12 at Stratford St Mary.
You know, it's close to the Essex border, so okay. I ain't got my passport.
Another rural location, Ray is able to land the helicopter in a field beside the road.
It's quite a physically demanding job compared to a land ambulance, because obviously you park on the road and normally your access is quite good to people. We're landing in fields, people's gardens, and you know, there's ditches to climb, fences to climb, things like that. So it's there are a few hazards, but you need to be fairly fit, and some of the kit is quite heavy, and you have to just sort of chuck it over the hedge sometimes and then sort of fight your way through.
Hello, mate.
Hello, how you doing?
All right, thank you. We've got a young lady here.
A car has gone into the back of another vehicle, leaving the front end smashed and the driver badly shaken.
Absolutely. Just keep nice and still, my dear. Just look
Just
forward,
keep looking
all right?
at me. Yeah, don't move your head. Keep looking at me. Someone's just going to take your head, okay?
As you can appreciate, Maxine, it's very difficult to, you know, fully check you over here and stuck on in your car. So you're fine. You're chatting to us. You're absolutely fine. All right. I'm well aware that people may get quite anxious if a helicopter pitches up, and they may feel that they are very seriously ill, you know, to receive, you know, a helicopter and all the fuss that goes with it. But it's just reassurance, really, you know, let them know we were nearby. It settles the patient down. It makes your life easier as well. And you know, you need to keep people informed. They need to be aware of what's happening around them.
She's rear-ended the van at approximately 60 miles an hour. Had significant impact, as you can see. Airbag deployed, seatbelt, okay?
A land ambulance arrives with a doctor on board.
Okay, doctors just have a chat.
I'm Andrew. I'm a doctor out with the ambulance.
To protect her spine and ensure her safe removal to hospital, a decision is taken to cut Maxine out of the car.
Damo.
It's the fire brigade who will do this, but travelling south from Ipswich, they've first to get onto the northbound carriageway and then get through several miles of traffic tailback.
The road was shut for quite some time, I believe, and although it was the Friday before bank holiday, motorists unfortunately were kept waiting in their cars. Purely for the safety aspect, the fire service have to get in there, work around the car, cut the car roof off, and it's for a safety aspect for all personnel that are working around the car and for the patient.
So what we're thinking of is taking her straight out. Now, we initially looked at folding the seats down, which may be done, but I think you're going to have trouble with the board. It's going to be twisted, sort of thing. So what we'd like...
So you want the roof off?
I'd just roof it, mate.
Roof off.
Yeah, if you're happy roofing it, just roof it, and we'll clear out your way. We're quite happy with her.
Yeah.
We'll clear out your way, let you get it done. You're going to hear some generators start up.
The firefighters use a hydraulic cutter, which exerts a pressure upwards of 30 tonnes to crunch through the roof post.
I mean, that is actually quite an impact to the front of the vehicle.
Yes, it's taken a hefty blow, hasn't it?
Yeah, and she's actually relatively okay. Not too bad at all. So you're going to come out through the back, yep? I'll move them out. I'm going to move this over.
The emergency services work together to remove Maxine to safety and ensure the road reopens as soon as possible.
Damo, they want us to go to an RTA. So you happy to go on that?
You need to grab out, do a quick...
Yeah, I've told Ray, he's got enough fuel. He's going to wind up. Bye.
You all right then, chaps? We've got to go.
We're going to leave it to it, all right? Cheers. Bye.
See you, Andy. Well done, mate. Good job.
Emergency over, Damon and Martin leave the scene as they've been called to another job. This time the team are searching for a car smash on a minor road in remote North Suffolk.
So is it a minor road?
It is a minor road, yeah. Silver 33, only meant good Alpha.
Hi, guys. Okay.
These two?
These two?
Fine.
You're fine. Okay, we'll come back to you in a minute. In this car?
Yeah.
Okay, you got any neck pain at all?
Yes.
You have. Okay, can you keep looking at me? Okay. Don't move your head, please. Keep your head nice and still.
The driver has suffered a rear-end shunt, but he's conscious and alert.
Just got one casualty with neck pain at the moment, so I'm just going to get the helicopter to shut down and grab some equipment, but minor injuries really at the moment.
And whereabouts does it hurt on your arm?
Mainly this whole area.
Just that area there. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you able to bend it just gently? Bend it up.
Yep.
Yeah, no problem?
No problem.
What we'll do is we're going to pop you on a spinal board and then lower you down, strap you down, okay, purely because you've got pain in your neck.
Yep.
Okay, so we want to obviously protect that for you, okay. It might seem quite, sort of severe, but okay, it's just purely precautionary.
a pattern of injury is emerging.
It's all been sort of spinal care really, which is a bulk of the work. Precautionary measure again, collar and boarding. Quite happy for him to go by road, certainly didn't need to be flown. He was stable, everything was absolutely fine. So it was just, check him over, wait for the land ambulance, which was nearby, and they will pop him off to A&E for another checkup.
Right, ready, set, stand. Nice and
okay,
gently,
nice and tall. Okay.
The doctor would assess him, basically they'd roll him off the board. The doctor would go down his back, feel his back, then they roll him back again, and then the doctor would have a feel down his neck. And if there was any pain elicited on the examination, they would then normally get x-rays.
Mind your fingers.
And someone take their... He's in a good position, isn't it?
Look at that, it's perfect.
For these 3 drivers, the bank holiday has got off to a rough start. But due to the swift response of the flying paramedics, they stand the best possible chance of making a speedy recovery.
I really enjoy the job I do. It's one, I think it's the best job in the world. Certainly combining the land ambulance with the air ambulance gives me great satisfaction.
It's a great team on the road and in the air. We all work together. I just really enjoy it. It's really good. I look forward to coming to work.